Steelers, they still haven't decided on the quarterback, but Colin, there's more leaks than the Iraqi Navy right now in Pittsburgh. According to Steelers insider Mark Kabouli, the team wants Justin Fields over Russell Wilson.
Now, what do you mean the team? Is that?
Well, that's like everybody except the owner, apparently. Justin Fields is the guy they want, but you can't put all your eggs in your you can't put all the eggs in your basket. And while they wait for him, they've got to pretend like they're interested in everybody. Now, Art Rooney, apparently the owner, really liked Russell Wilson. There's some speculative stuff about sponsors, and Russell Wilson really plays well with them and all that nonsense out there. Apparently they cannot afford Matt Stafford. That's another report. So right now it's very chatty, and that's not normal in Pittsburgh, is it? Usually they're buttoned up. Right now it just feels oof.
Does Pittsburgh realize, is anybody in the media going to acknowledge this now? They're quickly becoming a have-not. They really are. Their offense in the last 8 years, look at it. It's an offensive league. They will again be the most money spent on defense. They are tone deaf to the most important side of the ball. I don't care about a coach that's never been under 500.
Okay, how about this? So the Steelers are in the playoffs.
They've got a really high floor. The Steelers' ceiling is way lower. Last 4 or 5 playoff games, they've been blown out.
Okay, so let's say you were born in 2012, right? And you're an NFL fan. Basically, you're a fan of the Steelers. You're in the playoffs every year. You're contending. What if you're a Jets fan, born in 2012? No, never sniffed the playoffs.
First of all, if you're born,
wouldn't take that.
If you're born in 2012, you're 13 years old. You couldn't buy any of the products or tickets anyway. Who cares?
You know my point. Like, the Steelers fans have something to cheer every year. We're in the playoffs. We're contending. Meanwhile, you got other have-nots like the Jets. We're not even in the playoffs. I think you should be happy with it.
I think the Steelers have become a high-floor, incredibly low-ceiling team. I mean, if I
there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's going to win the Super Bowl every single year.
When you've got trophies, like, how many they got? 5 trophies? I think it is a problem. It was a problem with the Dodgers until last year. You're looking around and going, okay, you're great every year winning your division. Outside of that shortened season, like was it a strike season or a shortened season? They won a World Series. It was like the Dodgers are like, no, we're the Dodgers. We lead the league in revenue. We're second to the Yankees. We sell at our stadium. We have great attendance. We have huge payroll. You gotta win. You have to win in baseball in October. The Yankees have had one bad season in 15 years, and that was not acceptable. So when you're the Steelers, the Packers, the Yankees, these are big brand Georgia football. 8 wins is not good enough.
In the NFL, it's more about the quarterback than the brand, right? Since Mahomes, Allen, and Jackson, they got that conference on lock for the next decade, Colin. Steelers, there's no way they're cracking those guys. They're not beating those guys.
Well, that's so absurd because this whole, bending the knee to those 3 guys, well, the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts beat those 3 quarterbacks and won the Super Bowl. So you can't just say, oh, they got that AFC on lock. Why? Says who? Says who? Build a better team. Get a better quarterback. Do something. Philadelphia Eagles proved that. Multiple years, not just 1 year. Okay, they beat the Bills in 23. They beat the Chiefs in 23 and 24. They beat the Ravens in 24. This wasn't just like one golden year. And the Philadelphia Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls since the Pittsburgh Steelers have even won 1 playoff game. And so I totally disagree with what J Mac is saying because as I always talk about, I lived in Pittsburgh. I know the people. I was there the last time they won the Super Bowl. I was there on the streets. Them lighting couches on fire. And so I know this city doesn't just want to make the playoffs. That's not what they're about. They're not just like, oh, we make the playoffs. Yeah, people that you could definitely have some of that with pride. Hey, we make the playoffs, no losing record, all of that. But I always encourage fans to look beyond that. Because then you sound like the Dallas Cowboys. Well, we won 12 games 3 years in a row. And it's like, cool, you haven't been to an NFC Championship game in 30 years. The Philadelphia Eagles in your own division have won 2 Super Bowls since Dak Prescott has been drafted. And Dak Prescott has 2 playoff wins. So keep talking about those 12-win seasons. That's great. Well, we won Super Bowls back in 1994. Awesome. You did it back when cell phones were black and white and computers were black and green. Like, cool. And Google didn't exist. AOL wasn't even a thing yet. That's awesome. Congrats. You know? And so I know the Steelers fan base once more. And listen, I don't think the infrastructure for the Steelers are set up, because some people are saying, oh, well, Justin Fields could actually be special. You know, he could be better. Why can't he be like kind of like a Sam Darnold situation? And it's like, he could be. I don't think he is, but he could be. But if he is, the way how the Pittsburgh offense is with the coaching staff, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. Yeah, if you had a Sean McVay, if you had a Shanahan, if you had an Andy Reid, if you had a Kevin O'Connell, absolutely. I could see that happening. And then you have the trust in that offensive coach who says, no, I can make moves with Justin Fields. And it's like, great, I trust you. That's why I pay you the big bucks. You're in control of the offense. And if they say, no, I can't, we got to move on, you say, okay, great. If Kevin O'Connell says, I can't win with Justin Fields, you say, okay, great. Then you don't think twice about it. You say, okay, great. I hear you loud and clear. Let's figure out what we can do. So, like, that is the biggest problem that the Pittsburgh Steelers have with all of this. And it's just a weird, messy situation. And again, considering what the team is and the coaching staff, where is the high levels of optimism that you're going to win with Justin Fields? And I don't see the scenario where you then, because I said like why I dispute the whole Buffalo Bills and, et cetera, that them running the AFC. I do dispute the way how this team is run, that you're going to beat the Lamars and the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomeses. I agree with that. With Justin Fields, again, you played Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Didn't work out too well. Defense definitely did not stand up. So it's one thing if this defense was back to being like truly dominant, where when you are the Steelers and you're playing the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that, and you're just like, God, those quarterbacks just don't look right. They don't look comfortable when they play the Steelers. And we leave that game saying, Mike Tomlin, masterclass. That's not exactly what's happening. And you don't watch the offense. Not once did you watch the offense, whether it was with Justin or Russ, where you were like, this is a smart, high-level offense. With Justin Fields, you're kind of like, oh my God, this is brutal to watch. And with Russ, you're like, this is boom or bust. Russ either throws the ball 50 yards down the field, or they can't seem to do anything. Like, where's the identity in that? Where's the approach in that? And then even when they kind of have a close game where the defense is leading it, they didn't do a really good job of just playing complementary situational football. They did that a little bit with Justin Fields, but that was more of a necessity. That was more because like, no, we can't like do anything more than what we're doing. We're just praying that our defense can kind of like, keep holding this other team. Otherwise, we're not going to win this game. I mean, heck, Justin Fields just needed to just, convert a first down and they beat the Cowboys. They couldn't even do that. I mean, it was just like, can we please throw the ball more than 9 yards? Just a 9-yard pass? Like, it's just, I don't know. And it is frustrating. And I know Pittsburgh Steelers fans have to be frustrated by this. I know that. There's no way that they're just excited just to make the playoffs. And comparing it to the Jets, I mean, listen, man, we can always have some gratitude. I get it. But like, how do we get there though? Like, how do we reach the conclusion that you're either this terribly run franchise or you're just like, pretty good? We'll just be grateful that you're not a disaster. It's like saying like, oh, my house is really kind of falling apart. I don't have any running water in it. This, that. It's like, yeah, but you got a blanket. And it's like, yeah, I'm definitely grateful that I have a blanket and a pillow. Because you're right. There's people that are living out in the streets. They don't even have a pillow or a blanket. But like, I don't know, man. It's 2025. I'm trying to live a life where like I can have a house with running water and electricity and air conditioning and heat. I'm trying to elevate my life a little bit. It's like, yeah, but there's people who haven't eaten in like legit like 5 days. Yeah, I know. And I do feel bad for them. And I wish we lived in a world where those people did not have to face those issues. I truly do from the bottom of my heart. But like, I still expect more for myself. So it's just like we can't use these extreme comparisons. So yeah, you can have some gratitude. Yeah, we could be the Jacksonville Jaguars. We could be the Cleveland Browns. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I hear that. But like, we're still supposed to be better, and we should still be striving to be better. And this is what it's always an interesting thought experiment. Would you rather be a team like the New York Jets, but like once every 7 years, 8 years, you go on a legitimate Super Bowl run? I can't guarantee you're going to win the Super Bowl, but it's like, oh yeah, nobody wants to face this team. And like the chances of you at least just getting to the Super Bowl are incredibly high. And then you have a couple years where it's like, what the heck are they doing? Like, what would you rather have? I don't know. So I'm sure some fans will be like, nah, I like to just kind of be relevant. But like, I don't know. How many times over the last 10 years did you truly feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to legitimately go on a Super Bowl run? That they really had the opportunity? And does Justin Fields going into this season really give you the optimism of like, all right, yeah, in the playoffs, we can beat the Buffalo Bills. We can beat the Baltimore Ravens. We can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, if you hired a Ben Johnson, a Harbaugh, etc., sure. That's not the situation that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Pittsburgh Steelers preferring to bring back Justin Fields over Russell Wilson, and the fact that they still haven't decided? And do you agree with J-Mac that the Steelers should just be kind of happy and grateful that they're better than the Jets, I suppose? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.